of engineering so that our society can become a better place to live in and the future of our great nation can be better. My name is Tunde Laniro, your regular anchor on this program, and like you know, if you are watching us for the very first time, it's a program where we have to interact. We get to talk to you and you get to talk to us. And today we have a question for you that you're going to win. The prize is courtesy the sponsor of the program, Prince Engineer Yemisi Shilon, FNSC, and is powered by the Nigeria Society of Engineers, Abeokuta branch. And the question for the week is, what are the angles between two forces when the resultant is maximum and minimum respectively? What are the angles between two forces when the resultant is maximum and minimum respectively? If you know the answer, pick up your phone and call during the course of the program. Or you can go to our Facebook page at OGTV and on our YouTube page at OGTV Abeokuta and get the answers across to us. My guest is already in the house. He's a very, very well-known electrical engineer, and we'll be talking about something very interesting. Do stay with us. We'll take this short break, and when we return, I will unveil to you who my guest is. Welcome back. My guest for today is Engineer Olumayowa Idowu. Engineer Olumayowa Idowu has worked in various sectors, focusing on solving problems in quest to create more positive impact. He mentors young ones. In addition to mentoring skill, he is an astute teacher, having completed his postgraduate diploma in education. Engineer Idowu is an alumni of Young African Leadership Initiative Yali Mandela Washington Fellowship of Building Character and Skill for Tomorrow's Leaders in Africa. Presently, he works as an engineer at Africa's largest television network, NTA, where he provides technical advice and expertise to operational programs and activities of NTA. Engineer Idowu has many published peer-review articles in local and international journals, actively participated in and presented at local and as well as international conferences and meetings. Engineer Idowu is a graduate of electrical and electronic engineering and holds master's degree in information technology. He is a fellow of several professional organizations, including Nigeria Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, Institute of Management Consultants, Institute of Policy Management Development, corporate member of Nigerian Society of Engineers, registered engineer with Council of Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, COREN, and also a registered member of Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria. You can go on and on. I will have to stop here, else we will not have time to take the program. Welcome to Enginnering And You, Engineer Idowu.
Thank you for having me, and good evening, viewers at home.
All right. First thing, I would like, before you go into your why, of all the courses, of all the subjects, field of study in the world, why engineering?
All right, thank you. For me, I've always seen opportunity to make difference in every challenge, either in my personal life, even professional life. And this led me to engineering, and specifically electrical and electronics engineering. There is nowhere in the world, no sector in this world where you not see the work of engineer, and it makes our life much more better. I also want to believe that engineers will make life much more better and will make life much more easier for everyone.
All right. Before we go further, now that I know you work from the profile, you work in a broadcasting house as an engineer. Now, how does this field of engineering of yours work in a broadcasting station? What is it all about? What do engineering bring into broadcasting?
All right, thank you. As for me, I work with African largest television network, the Nigerian Television Authority. The first, the largest, and of course I have to tell you that the best. And I work as I work as an engineer. I provide technical input to operational and programs of this broadcasting station. No matter how good your content is, no matter how good your news, everything is, if you don't have an engineer in broadcast station, nobody is going to watch you outside there. Nobody will be able to see what you are doing. You won't be able to pass these educative, informative programs to viewers at home. Because without engineers, without engineering infrastructures in the broadcast station, it won't be possible. And that's going to lead me to what we call a communication system. In communication systems, we have sender. Let me just use like we in the studio now, as we are trying to send information as sender, and people at home, they are the receiver, receiving end. There is going to be a bridge in between communication channel. Without this communication channel, the receiver won't get what the sender is trying to send across. Everything around these communication channels centers around engineering. Let's come to our studio here. We have, as we are sitting here, we have been captured by a camera. Our audio signal has been captured by a microphone, and they send it to control room, where it's been processed, and from there to transmitter, from transmitter to antenna, from antenna to ear, and then we have a receiving antenna at home. Then our viewers will be able to pick the signal. So all these things, without engineering, is not going to work, and we won't be able to achieve it. So engineering makes it much more better and makes it achievable for even people in broadcasting stations to deliver their content to viewers at home. And I would like to start with what I said earlier on, that we start from television studio to the transmitter to the antenna. Then the antenna would convert the electronic signal to EM wave and to the air, and the receiving antenna will convert the EM wave to also the electronic signal to television receiver. So let's start from the first one because of our time, which is the studio. What is happening in the studio? If not for engineers, of course, we won't be able to, people won't be able to watch us as we are now. So we have in the studio, we are sitting here, the presenter and the guest, we are being captured by camera. Everything that happens that here is seriously technical ones, and it's as a result of what we actually know from engineering. We have been captured by camera, which is a device that captures image and even still image, and pick the signals and send it to viewers at home. Of course, for the camera, we have different parts. We have lens, we have aperture, we have shutter, we have beam splitter, and so on and so forth. And this lens, these are the things that we blend even right from our secondary school days under light waves, and we have to start from here. Okay, that's the object. You can see we as the object, and the light waves goes to the lens, and from the lens to the beam splitter, and from the beam splitter to a charge coupled device, and of course to outside there. So how do we get this lens? You know, we have different type of lens as we are taught in our physics. We have convex, we have concave, and this light lens is a glass medium which gives proper direction to light rays. It determines what cameras can see, what images can be pictured, and this is already what we have there. In that lens that we are seeing, there is a line that is drawn, imaginary line. It is called principal axis. Now the light rays that come from the object as well, it goes straight to that lens and refracted to a line under that principal axis. The point at which it's refracted is called principal focus. all these things were taught right from our physics. And the distance between the principal focus and the center of that lens is a focal length. And you agree with me that even in our broadcasting section, we tell find what is the focal length of our camera? What's the impact of this focal length? The focal length is the distance between the distance between the principal focus of the lens and its center. And when the lens is focused at infinity, the focal length will give you the distance at which the image can be captured. So the distance at which the image can be captured is what the focal length will give us. And the longer the focal length, the higher the magnification. I believe my young audience at home knows what we know by magnification in our physics. Magnification has been calculated by images of objects, like the height of the image over the height of the object, the distance of the image over the distance of the object, where distance of the image is v and distance of the object is u. And we can determine the power of our lens that captured our image by calculating 1 over focal length. The focal length is what I've just explained before, and we know the unit of our focal length to be in meter. So the unit is going to be 1 over meter, that is per meter, which is diopter. And you can also calculate the magnification, which I've also explained earlier on. Time will not permit me to just then we have aperture, which is another equipment which controls the amount of light that comes from the object to the lens. And we have shutter speed, and after the shutter speed, the length of its time of shutter remains open to allow light to reach the imaging device, and that is what we call the shutter speed. The beam splitter that we have in our camera, it contains various prisms. You agree with me that even like I said, right from our O-level physics, under dispersion of white light, the Newton experiment shows that the white light split into different colors due to different speed of all the colors in the glass. This prism provides the dispersion of the colors in the white light. Red is the least deviated, while white is the most deviated. So that is how the white light splits in beam splitter. We have the imaging device, which is a transistor that converts light energy into electronic signal.
Okay, we would have to take a very, very short break now, and when we return, my guest will continue with the topic. The topic is actually Introduction to Telecommunication Broadcasting Engineering. So we want to know the engineering behind what we do every week on Enginnering And You. So we'll take this short break, and I'll be right back. Glad to have you back. We are considering this topic, Introduction to Telecommunications Broadcasting Engineering. That is the technology behind, the engineering behind what we do. And my guest is about rounding off, so we can start to interact. So you were on the imaginary device.
Device. I was talking about charge couple device, which convert light energy into electronic signal. Of course, in camera we have camera viewfinder, and we have storage device. That is the working. This is the working of video camera. From the object, you can see the way the light rays moves to the lens, and it goes to the beam splitter, and it moves on like that. How do we have formation of images this is through refraction. Refraction leads to formation of images in lens. And these light waves that we are talking about, what is the application? It's applicable in human eye. So you can even compare the lens with our human eye. You can compare it with the application. It's also applicable in projector, in a microscope, and also in telescope. I would like to stop here for now because of our time.
All right. Thank you so much, Engineer Do, for this exposition into the world of telecommunication and the engineering behind it. Now, we can now begin to call in now to ask my guests questions and also to answer our question for the day. The question is actually from our sponsor, Prince Engineer MC Shilon, FNSC, and the gift is coming to you from him. So, Engineer Do, I'd like to ask you, okay, the question for the day is right on your screen right now. What are the angles between the two forces when the resultant is maximum and minimum respectively? So, Engineer Do, we are talking about broadcasting. Now, it's without engineering, nobody can see us. Now, how the camera that we used 10 years ago are like tape cameras and all of that, but now we are using more or less like a cheap card. What is the technology, what is the engineering angle to it?
Well, thank you. Everything is as a result of advancement in technology. Before we were using all these old camera, a very big one, it consumes more power, it's very big in size, and the delivery, the quality of the signal that it delivers is also not appreciable as what we have now. And as a result of advancement in technology, we now have digital cameras, HD cameras, 4K cameras, which produce a very quality picture, quality audio signal as a result of improvement on what we've had in the past. So it's as a result of advancement in technology and as a result of improvement on the components that made up of the old camera. Just like we have in computer, you remember that we're using this fourth generation of computer before, but now we are making use of a laptop, iPad, and so on and so forth, trying to compact the bigger version of our systems to a smaller one, microchips, and make it work much more better for us.
So what's the all this that you have said, what is the fundamental knowledge when it comes to, okay, I'm talking in secondary school, what is the fundamental knowledge that brought about all of this?
Okay, because of our young audience, that was why I tried to start from what's happening in the studio. That's a capturing of images to the lens, which we were taught right from light waves in secondary school in our physics. Also, you agree with me when I'm talking about antenna. These are basic things that we're taught in physics. How antenna radiates, how then conversion of energy from electronic signals to electromagnetic waves. These are basic things that we're taught in physics. And thinking outside box, developing on all these things, made it easy for scientists to come up with all these broadcasting equipment and how it can help in human life.
So if somebody wants to be an engineer in the broadcast industry, what are the combination of subjects that a young person should focus on to be like you in the broadcast industry?
All right. If any young ones outside there want to work as a broadcast engineer, you have to make sure you're in science class. Of course, you have to be very good in your physics. You have to be very good in your mathematics. Those are the two key science subjects. Of course, you will need other science subjects like technical drawing, like chemistry. But the focus one, you must be good in your mathematics. You must be good in your physics.
All right. There's something we when we were younger, there's something we used to when we had this big television screen with that looked like a cupboard, and you'll have to wait till some certain time of the day for you to watch television, 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. as the case may be, and some certain time you have to close, and all those things. But now it's different, and I'm not sure our young audience will be able to capture that reality. What changed? And we know we are talking about digitization also in the industry. What changed?
Thank you. In those days, we used to on our TV by 4 p.m. This very big box, like you said, and what we normally see is this color bar.
Color bar first.
You understand? And you'll be waiting for.
Okay, we have a call. Abeokuta from Abeokuta. Hello, Abeokuta, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, I've been enjoying the program. I want to commend Engineer Mayowa Idowu for all what he has been explaining. But I want to say that as vibrant as he is, how is he going to impart all this knowledge he has to all these young ones coming? By going maybe to schools, to some social institutions, to lecture them, to give them impact, so that they will know what and what to do. That is my question for him. I want to thank you very much for giving us this illustration. I'm at a loss. I'm not a physicist or some engineering somebody, but I know from what he has been explaining, I've been going through the diagrams and all these things from one day to the other. I can even say now that I'm a bit knowledgeable about engineering in broadcasting industry. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Abeokuta. And the essence of the program is actually to bring engineering to the doorsteps of the young people. And also, and that is why we are here. And that's why he's doing all of this that we are doing every week. So if you want to know more, just keep watching the program every week at the same time, and you will learn more about engineering. Okay.
All right. Back to my question. We were talking about this big box, we see color bar. That time we were transmitting analog signals. And analog signals are the signals we transmit our audio and video in an analog way. My Oga was there last week, Engineer Ulano. He was talking about digital signal in zeros and one. But in analog signal, you transmit, you send signals over the airwaves, and over there, the receiving antenna will just speak. You remember that time we used to tune our antenna to a particular direction to capture that, to receive that signal. But now everything is in digital form now. You send the signal digitally and you receive it also digitally. We now have our decoders at home, we have set-top box, we have, and so on and so forth. So it differs from the manner at which we broadcast. We send our signal in analog way, but now we do it in digital. I would have loved to explain in details, but time will not permit me to do that.
All right, time is not always enough anytime you're having fun. I'm sure you are enjoying the program the same way we are enjoying it right here on set. So we have to go. We really have to go. Many thanks to our sponsor. I'd like to put you on the spot. What message do you have for the sponsor, Prince Enginnering And You, for doing all of this?
Well, I just want to again appreciate the sponsor engineer, Prince MC Shilo, FNSC, for putting this together, and also for considering the young ones to learn the basics of engineering so as to increase the awareness of engineering in our society. Once again, thank you so much, Engineer MC Shilo. We appreciate you for doing this.
All right, we are appreciative to Prince Engineer MC Shilo, FNSC, for all you are doing. And on this note, we'll have to go. The question for the week, the conversation has to continue on all our various social media platforms. And the question for the week is, multiply x minus 4 by x plus 5. Multiply x minus 4 by x plus 5. Just the answer goes to our Facebook page at OGTV and to our YouTube page at OGTV Abeokuta, Instagram, Ogun State Television. And you have your prize, courtesy Prince Engineer MC Shilo, FNSC. We have to go now. Thank you so much for watching. Next week is another time with another guest, with another interesting topic. Until then, my name is Tunde Laniro saying bye-bye.